Hello and welcome to this video in which I will explain the concept of the window of tolerance and how it helps us understand what is happening in our bodies when we are feeling anxious. Many people feel anxious. Indeed, we will all feel it at some stage in our lives, and it is normal to do so. But for some, anxiety becomes a very common occurrence and can consume a lot of their time and energy, making them feel very uncomfortable. The window of tolerance is a term coined by Dr. Dan Siegel, a professor of psychiatry at the School of Medicine, University of California. And this describes the range of arousal intensity where a person can function most effectively and can integrate and process their emotions. The window of tolerance can be considered the comfortable zone. It does not mean only a relaxed zone, but a level of activation that is comfortable and at which you can effectively do what you want to. We can all be outside the window of tolerance at times of increased stress. You may know that feeling, perhaps when you've had to go to the doctor or complete a test. When we're under little stress, we can be at the top end of our window, and the extra arousal helps us get things done. But when the stress is too much, we go out of our window. Each person's window of tolerance is unique to them and varies with the situation. How wide our window is determined by many things: our genetic makeup, our past experiences, and our felt sense of safety. So what does the window of tolerance describe? This is our comfortable activation level, or energy in our nervous system. The activation is determined by different hormones and how they are changing in response to the environment that we are in. When adrenaline goes up, it increases our heart rate and breathing and increases our muscle tone. When it goes down, below the comfortable level, we feel tired, our mood is lowered and our heart rate slows, and we have less energy. The movement of adrenaline and other hormones such as cortisol is determined by how we are perceiving the threat in the world around us. We can consider our brain as having three levels: the cortical level, where we do our thinking; our limbic system, which holds our emotions, although these are also experienced in our body. We speak of having a heartache or butterflies in our stomach. The lower part of our brain, the brainstem, is where the necessary actions for life, such as controlling sleep and heart rate and breathing, all these things occur. And these actions are generally outside our conscious awareness. For every event in our life, we have two types of memory: the explicit memory, which is our story memory, stored in our brains, and the implicit memory, which is the memory stored in our body. As we speak or think about our memory, this body memory is also simultaneously activated. How do we keep ourselves safe in this world that we live in, with all its potential threats? To make sure we react when we are in danger, we have a subconscious ability to assess for safety or danger, and this has been named neuroception. When we feel safe, we're able to be comfortable around others and interact with them, and feel relaxed. However, when we feel in danger, our nervous system is activated, and our energy is directed towards regaining safety. Our nervous system has the role of monitoring and responding to our environment, and so all the time we are assessing cues, both from the external environment and from within us. All these cues go into our brain to a part of it called the amygdala. This is often called the smoke alarm of our brains, as its job is to sift all the input into our brain from our eyes and other senses and from within us, and to decide, based on our previous knowledge of the world stored in our memories, if we are safe or not. If we're not safe, or the amygdala perceives danger, then it sets off an alarm that activates our nervous system to react. The amygdala reacts really quickly, in 16 milliseconds. This shoots up our adrenaline and other hormones, such as cortisol, to enable us to get out of danger. There are at least 5 ways that we can get out of danger. We can look to others for help. We might run from it or fight it. Sometimes we freeze or collapse, to let the danger pass. So in a normal situation, the danger is perceived. Our amygdala fires off the alarm, and this shoots up our adrenaline hormone and other hormones which prepare the nervous system to act so quickly, in less than a second, that we have no conscious awareness of it. So the energy goes up and we use it getting out of danger, and as we do so, we come back down into the window of tolerance and can remain there until our body senses another danger or threat. This is our very important defense system working properly, and we need it. Without it, we could be hit by a bus that was coming down the road more quickly than we expected. By the time we computed the speed of the bus and how fast we can get across the road, it would be too late to actually move. This defense system works without our cortical thinking area getting involved. However, if we have suffered a traumatizing or overwhelming experience where we could not get out of danger, such as being bullied or left as a baby with overwhelming emotions and not calmed, or experiencing a traumatic accident or illness, our system becomes primed to react to anything that even reminds the amygdala of this past overwhelming feeling of possible danger. So the autonomic nervous system gets fired up for triggers that are not current dangers, cues that the amygdala interprets as a current danger. When this happens, the adrenaline and cortisol shoots up, but the body does not go into an automatic defense response, as there is no current danger. This means that the high energy levels stay in the body for long enough for the information to be noticed in our cortical thinking area of the brain. And so we suddenly become aware of our fast heart rate, our breathing and increased muscle tone, and it feels strange and agitating and can be truly dreadful, as your body feels it needs to do something, but the body response doesn't match the current situation. This is the origins of excessive anxiety or even a panic attack. The body responding to a perceived threat, triggered from an earlier problem or trauma. As we experience the racing heart and the fast breathing and tension in our muscles, it feels frightening and confusing, increasing again the sense that we are in danger, and so the fast heart rate and hyperventilation continue. Our minds cannot make any sense of it, and we feel a sense of dread or impending doom. If the situation is not interpreted correctly and the person helped to let this hyper-alertness settle, then eventually the defense system will move to collapse. To stop this excessive adrenaline, we have to do something. Any action will do. If we don't understand what is happening to us, that we are reacting to a remembered threat, then our body will find something that will help us use up the energy that's stuck in us. We might seek something to eat or feel we need to get out into the fresh air. It's not the food or the air specifically that helps, but the action of doing something. And the association of feeling better with these things means that we're more likely to use them again and again. If we use something that is actually potentially harmful to us, like alcohol or smoking, then this need to feel better drives their use, and it can become addictive. The origin of addictions can therefore be the need to lower our activation back into the window of tolerance. However, we often don't just go down into the window of tolerance, but may shoot on down into the hypoarousal level, as we have been using up a lot of energy without knowing it, and without it being productive. So the essence of anxiety is our body responding defensively when there is no need to, but it has been triggered to do so by something in our environment, either the internal or external environments, and the confusion that this creates when the normal reaction, but at a wrong time, is sensed by us. It's not always a big traumatic event that leaves us vulnerable to this experience, but any event that felt overwhelming gets stored in our memories and can trigger a defensive response when there is something that our body connects to them in the current environment. When we're children, we need others around us to keep us safe and comfortable. If that doesn't happen successfully, it can leave us feeling overwhelmed or traumatized. When our nervous system is not adequately calmed or regulated, by our caregivers, we can become very sensitive to the internal sensations of threat and danger. but eventually we can come back into the window of tolerance and it feels good. So how can we help settle these uncomfortable sensations of our defensive nervous system reacting to a stimulus from the past? Whatever we are thinking about, our body is responding to. So we can intentionally use this to experience the comfortable zone. And as we spend time there noticing what it feels like, we can help ourselves recognize when we have been triggered by a stimulus from the past, and so we can check that we are actually safe and let the nervous system calm down again. The adrenaline goes up in under a second, and it will only take a few seconds to return to normal levels once we have recognized that we are actually safe. Thinking of a good memory or a good experience where we have been in the window of tolerance will help us experience it. So now I would like us to try a short exercise to help us notice what is happening in our bodies. Firstly, I would like you to think about something that you feel relaxed in. A memory of a good holiday or a pleasant meal with friends, for example. And if it's difficult to think of a good time, then think of a place that you like. A walk along a beach, perhaps. It doesn't have to be an actual experience that you have had, but it should be something that you would enjoy. So think about it in as much detail as possible. Think about the weather. Think about any sights and sounds in that place. And as you do so, I just want you to bring your focus of attention to your body. Notice what is happening in your breathing, your muscles, your heartbeat. Just notice what is there as you think about a good experience, as this is your window of tolerance. For contrast's sake, I would like you now to think about something that gets you a little bit agitated. It might be thinking of how much work you have to do, or something that annoyed you. As you think about this, also notice what is happening in your body. You may quickly notice that your body is responding quite differently. There may be some tension. Your breathing pattern and heart rate may have changed. Now let's return to the nice memory or good experience. And as you think about it, notice again what is happening in your body. As we spend time in the window of tolerance and intentionally noticing what is happening in our body, it will help us identify more quickly when we are out of it. And assessing if we are in fact in a safe place, we can let our nervous system relax by thinking of a good experience or memory. As we get experienced at doing this, we no longer need to feel excessively anxious. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you have found this concept of the window of tolerance interesting and have been able to sense the shifts in your body as you think of different things. Over the next week, I would like you to repeat the exercise of thinking of a good memory and then shifting your attention to your body and noticing what sensations are present, or indeed what you are not now noticing. For example, some tension may ease. This should only take about 5 minutes daily, but as you get to enjoy the experience, you may feel you want to spend longer with good memory or good experience.